Dear students, welcome to our science episodes. Today we are going to continue discussing reproduction in humans. Structure of the ovum. It's a static spherical cell. This is the cellular membrane, this inner one is the plasma membrane, and this is the cytoplasm and the nucleus. The ovum is relatively large in size. It is the size of a sesame seed due to storage of nutrient materials. It is composed of a nucleus containing the genetic material and cytoplasm which stores food and nutrients. The ovum has half of the genetic material, half of the chromosomes of the parent, 23 chromosomes. The cell is coated from outside by an intact cell membrane. This is the sperm. It's a moving cell and it's very small compared to the ovum. The sperm has a head containing a nucleus carrying the genetic material. The middle part, which contains the mitochondria, responsible for energy production needed for the movement. And the tail is thin and long. It is responsible for swimming and movement. The sperm also has half of the genetic material, half of the chromosomes, 23 chromosomes. Now the fertilization and embryo formation. The ovary produce one ovum in the 14th day from the beginning of the menstrual cycle. The testes produce billions of sperms. And during mating, sperms are transferred to the vagina, to the uterus, and then to the fallopian tube. They rush toward the ovum in the fallopian tube. The head of the sperm secretes a material that dissolves the wall of the ovum and facilitates its penetration. After successful penetration, the ovum encloses itself by a membrane, preventing any other sperm to enter. The nuclei of the sperm and the ovum fuse together to form the fertilized ovum, known as the zygote. The zygote contains a nucleus with 23 pairs of chromosomes, 23 from the male parent and 23 from the female parent. The total is 46 chromosomes. The zygote transfers to the uterus to be implanted in its wall. It divides several times to form a clump of cells that grow and specialize into different types of tissue. The fetus carries genetic traits of his parents. The duration between fertilization and the delivery is known as the pregnancy, which lasts for 9 months. Now, what will happen if the fallopian tubes are cut or tied? Simply, the sperms will not reach the ova, and a state of infertility is the result. So, by the way, tying the fallopian tubes surgically, this is a mean of contraception. Diseases of the genital system. Genital system diseases in male and female are classified into 2 types. Diseases not arising from sexual contact, like uterine cancer, prostate cancer, and puerperal sepsis. And there are diseases that are sexually transmitted, like gonorrhea, syphilis, and AIDS, of course. Puerperal sepsis. The responsible organism is spherical bacteria. Mode of infection: droplet from a person suffering severe throat infection or tonsillitis to a mother who's just given birth to a baby, or from an infected wound. The incubation period, which is the duration between the time of infection and appearance of symptoms, is 1 to 4 days. The symptoms include severe increase in body core temperature, chilling, pallor, lower abdominal acute pain, bad smelling secretion from the uterus. And this puerperal sepsis disease could be prevented by proper sterilization methods for surgical and personal tools, wearing masks during delivery, preventing visits to the mother after delivery, especially if they are suffering from respiratory diseases. The mother should be kept warm and avoid exposure to cold air current. Syphilis. Syphilis is a sexually transmitted disease. The responsible organism is spiral bacteria. Mode of infection: sexual contact from an infected person, from the pregnant woman to her embryo through umbilical cord and during delivery. The incubation period is 2 to 3 weeks. Symptoms include painless hard ulcer on the head of the penis in males and in the vagina and the cervix in females. Dark brass-colored rash on the back and the hands of the patient. Patients could develop tumors in liver, bones, and in the genital systems. The brain may get damaged too, and the patient could die. Syphilis disease could be treated in all the aforementioned stages. Syphilis can be prevented by avoidance of sexual contact with infected persons, treatment of females before getting pregnant. The effect of smoking and addiction. Smoking and addiction decrease in the formation of male and female hormones. They cause the death of embryos and newborn babies. Intake of drugs by pregnant mother lead to increase of the deformation rate in embryos. Now it's time for questions. Choose the right answer. Both the ovum and the sperm are static, are large in size, have a middle part, contain half of the genetic material. They contain half of the genetic material. We said only 23 chromosomes. The fertilized ovum is implanted in uterus wall, vagina, placenta. Uterus wall. The water of the sperm contains the mitochondria, the middle part. A disease that affects the mother after delivery. It's puerperal sepsis. A zygote is formed as a result of fertilization. The head of the sperm secretes enzymes to dissolve the wall of the ovum. Try to guess the scientific term. The nuclei of the sperm and ovum fuse together to form the fertilized ovum known as the zygote. This is called fertilization. The duration, or 9 months, between fertilization and delivery. This is pregnancy. Thank you. Dear students, thank you for watching and see you later in other science episodes.